With the Madden Ultimate Team season just around the corner, it's important to find a reliable site. Introducing MUTReserve.com. Find all your coin needs there, and while you're there, make sure to use code RENDER for 15% off. What's up, guys? We're back again with another Madden video, and today we are jumping back into the office of Adam Gase, not to do a rebuild because that sure as heck isn't happening, but we are instead doing another side-by-side rookie comparison with a simulation for the season. In previous videos, we've done Joe Burrow versus Tua Tagovailoa. We have done receivers such as Jerry Jeudy versus Ceedee Lamb. Running backs, we've done Clyde Edwards-Helaire versus J.K. Dobbins. I have a playlist that I have put together all the videos that I've done in previous videos. I will put them in a collection, and they will be at the top right-hand corner that you can click on, and it takes you to all of those rookie simulation videos just to check out that content. Again, before I get into today's video, before I ask you of anything, I just want to say thank you for the past probably 5 or 6 videos that I've done with these rookie simulations. They have done phenomenal for me, and I've really enjoyed doing them, and I think the audience has enjoyed them as well. So I do appreciate you watching, and if you are new to the channel, I will ask that you consider subscribing to the channel for future content like this. And by chance, if you could, smash the like button on the video if you enjoyed today's content. I'm going to be putting out a lot more stuff like this and a lot of different other stuff on this Madden channel. But without further ado, let's talk about the two guys that we are comparing or competing against in this season. We are, first and foremost, looking at Ceedee Lamb, the Oklahoma product that plays for the Dallas Cowboys, against Henry Ruggs III from Alabama, the Las Vegas Raider speed demon. It's going to be an interesting one, you know. We'll go into the stats here in a second, but, you know, a lot of preconceived notions about Ruggs is that he is just a deep threat. He's like a Marquise Hollywood Brown, if you will. But I think if we look at the stats, he's a little bit different than Brown, and I think this will be a little bit closer race than people think. So let's look at our two players. All right, for Henry Ruggs, 76 overall, so pretty solid start off for his rookie season. 5'11", 188 pounds, soaking wet, age 21, and he's from Alabama. Not a huge Bama fan, more of an OHIO fan, and that kind of showed in the national championship game a couple of years ago. Just kidding, that was actually the Rose Bowl before that, before getting into the actual national championship. I really know my stats about college. That's why I'm doing Madden videos and not college football videos. But nonetheless, Henry Ruggs is a very, very good overall for a rookie. Looking at his ratings, though, this is kind of where we get into some more hidden stats. 98 speed. He is one of the fastest in the league. I think he's behind potentially Tyreek Hill, or maybe even very competent or equivalent to Marquise Hollywood Brown. So Ruggs, definitely one of the fastest guys in the league. Now, a couple things to look at here. You know, a lot of people, you know, when they see a fast guy, they think of a John Ross, and that's fair. He is very equivalent in speed regard to John Ross. However, John Ross isn't a route runner, and I think what people kind of forgot about is that Henry Ruggs was kind of in tandem with Jerry Jeudy, and both of them are really good route runners. Now, is Jerry Jeudy better? Obviously, he's a better route runner, but Henry Ruggs is no slouch when it comes to route running, and so you can see that with 76 short, mid, and 80 deep. So he is a very, very impressive rookie that has high speed and very solid route running skills. Now, if we look at change of direction, I do want to see that because that's always interesting. 88 change of direction, so he has that really, really good ability to kind of human joystick and move and kind of contort his body to really kind of swerve people crazy. So he's going to be a really fun card to probably player to use in franchise mode, and definitely if he gets a good card in Ultimate Team. But Henry Ruggs will be surprisingly good, I think, if you simulate him or have him on your franchise team. All right, as for Ceedee Lamb, 6'2", 198 pounds soaking wet, age 21, rookie from Oklahoma. Really solid card, also 76 overall. It's kind of funny, he's a couple inches taller than Henry Ruggs, but he's only about, 10 pounds heavier? So Ruggs is a pretty built guy for being fairly short. So don't knock Henry Ruggs until you kind of see his rookie season tape, I guess. So we'll have to check back in a year from now and see Was Henry Ruggs up to the hype, or was he kind of a bust? But either way, Ceedee Lamb, 6'2", 76 overall, 90 speed, so definitely not even close to the speed of Henry Ruggs. But he's got very comparable route running too, right? I mean, Ruggs had 76 short and medium and 80 deep route. It looks like on the stat sheet that we're seeing here, Ruggs is a better route runner than Ceedee Lamb. Now, do I think that's the case? Not really. I think Lamb is the second best in the NFL for rookies. And then Jerry Jeudy's by far and away the best route runner. Jerry Jeudy honestly could probably finish, in my opinion, like top 10 route runners just on paper in the NFL by the end of the season. But that probably won't happen because he's not on the top in the top depth chart for the Broncos. But nonetheless, we're here for Ceedee Lamb. That's another video potentially out in the future. But 90 speed, very solid, good route running skills. Change of direction, I do like to look at that. 89, so he's a little bit better than Henry Ruggs III, which is kind of interesting. You'd think a shorter guy would have easier ability to change direction, but nonetheless, both very good cards. So they're both starting off at 76. So I guess one comparison we could make is who finished with the higher overall, Ruggs or Lamb? Predictions? Let me know in the comment section below. I'm going to say Lamb has a higher overall potentially at the end of the season. It'll be close. I think it'll be like 81 to 80. But I think Lamb will have the higher overall as well as stats. I'm going to go with Lamb. Better team, I'm going to go with Lamb. I'm going to say Ceedee Lamb takes this side-by-side rookie comparison for this simulation. Let me know in the comment section, who do you think is going to have the better Madden simulation season? I think it's going to be Lamb. Regular season, that could be a flip-flopped. I think Ruggs has a better chance too if the receiving core of the Raiders is a little bit more injured. But without further ado, let's jump into the actual simulation. All right, let's go into the simulation. One season, everyone knows the rules. Let's go to the mid-season mark and see where our players are at. Let's go. All right, at the mid-season mark, let's look at the Las Vegas Raiders. Darren Waller's leading the charge with Hunter Renfrow, Nelson Aguilar, Tyrell Williams, and Henry Ruggs III is all the way down here for 7 receptions and 121 receiving yards. So a great individual game stat for Ruggs, but it looks like the depth chart is killing him. Personally, I think this is going to be kind of the stemming factor for him. Without having a bunch of people ahead of him in Madden simulation, he's not going to produce very well. Now, regular NFL season, they drafted him in the top, 13? You know, he's going to get a lot more production. You're telling me that Derek Carr is going to throw more to Hunter Renfrow, Nelson Aguilar, or Tyrell Williams? Big doubt on that one. So Henry Ruggs, not a great start to the season. No touchdowns even. I think he'll pick it up in the second half. We'll see, but I think he has the opportunity to definitely at least double his receptions and finish with like maybe 400 yards, but hopefully a couple touchdowns too. But let's look at Lamb. I'm guessing he'll probably be a little bit better. All right, yeah, Ceedee Lamb's a lot better. He is leading the charge for the Cowboys. 563 receiving yards on 39 receptions and 5 touchdowns. This man is eating it this season. Absolutely tearing it up. He's even leading the likes of Amari Cooper and Michael Gallup in regards to production. So overall, Ceedee Lamb is definitely on pace to have a phenomenal season. You know, is he going to eclipse that 1,000 yard mark? He's got the potential to. Even if he doesn't, I would say a 800 or 900 yard season with like 7 or 8 touchdowns is a solid rookie campaign for Ceedee Lamb. But definitely individual stats, Lamb is killing it. Let's look at the team overall records and see who is producing as a team better. All right, for the AFC West and the Las Vegas Raiders, they're currently sitting at a 3-4 record. It's a pretty tight division race for the AFC West. You have the Chiefs and their Chargers at 4-3. The Raiders are just behind them, so they definitely have the opportunity to make the playoffs, the wild card spot. Will they? It's going to be tough to beat out both the Chiefs and Chargers. So personally, I think the Raiders will be on the outside looking in for the playoffs, but they definitely have put themselves in the position to at least be in the race. As for the Cowboys' dead even record with the Raiders, they're sitting at 3-4-1. Very interesting. You know, will this continue on for the season? I think their offense is putting up 2 great of numbers to really keep with that. And what's up with all these ties, right? I mean, if you look at the AFC West, the Raiders have so the Raiders had a bye, so they're technically 1 game behind, so they could technically be 4-4 and better than the Cowboys, but nonetheless, Cowboys, I think they have a better chance to make the playoffs. I think the Eagles are a little bit of a weaker team than the Chiefs are, so I think the Cowboys have a better shot of making the playoffs, but we'll have to see at the end of the season. All right, and at the end of the season, my prediction was pretty accurate. Ruggs for the first half of the season had only 7 receptions. We saw a huge uptick in his production and even target share for sure, with 58 receptions on 567 receiving yards. Unfortunately, no touchdowns, but it's very difficult when you have the likes of a Tyrell Williams and Nelson Aguilar, who looks to take heed and bring in a lot of those red zone targets. But overall turnaround for Ruggs, he put up 400 yards in the second half of the season. That's pretty phenomenal work. That makes you excited as a Las Vegas Raider fan for the next season, that you have a guy that is most likely going to produce high numbers in his near future. Not amazing, but still very high hopes for Ruggs for his sophomore season. All right, as for CeeDee Lamb, he continued his path of getting high receiving yards, right? I think he had about 500 receiving yards, so he got about 400 more, so very on par with Ruggs. Added about 3 more touchdowns, so a very solid season for CeeDee Lamb for his rookie year. Just below that 1,000 marker, but that doesn't define how great or how bad his season was. When you have the likes of CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup in your receiving core, it's not easy to have a bunch of 1,000-yard receivers, especially in Madden simulation, where they tend to run the ball a lot more than pass, even though the Dallas Cowboys have actually turned into a very air raid offense, if you will. But nonetheless, CeeDee Lamb, heck of a season. I would be surprised if he's not up for Rookie of the Year for the NFC. As for the AFC with Ruggs, I don't think so. I think you'll see quarterbacks like Burrow or Justin Herbert, get Rookie of the Year. But nonetheless, let's look at the team evaluations, their overall records, and potentially if they made the playoffs or not. All right, huge shocker here, folks. The Raiders made the playoffs, going 9-7 to actually clinch their division. The Chiefs finished 8-7. Did not see that coming. Didn't see the Raiders honestly, turning their season around, and they went 3-4, I believe. So they finished on a 6-3 run. Pretty solid second half of the season, very similar to the Henry Ruggs situation. He had a huge uptick in his production. So does that correlate with the Raiders playing better? I don't see why not. So Henry Ruggs for his team definitely bumped up their overall teamwork and ability, and thus thrusting them into the playoffs. All right, as for the Cowboys, they were right on the cusp of making the playoffs. Unfortunately, they did not. They finished 8-7-1, with the Eagles going 8-6-2 with 2 ties. Man, Madden simulation, there's nothing else like it, right? Yeah, 2 ties in a season, that is not a very common thing. But nonetheless, the Cowboys did not make the playoffs. So did CeeDee Lamb really help them make the playoffs? It's not just him, right? He's just a rookie receiver. Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott in that offensive line and defense should have done a lot better. So yes, CeeDee Lamb didn't technically help the Cowboys get to the playoffs, but he also didn't hurt them either. He was the best receiver on that team. So again, solid season for CeeDee Lamb. All right, for the NFL, Matt Ryan takes home MVP, and honestly, that doesn't surprise me with this type of division that Matt Ryan's in. You have Tom Brady, you have Matt Ryan, you have Drew Brees. It's going to be insane with the amount of air raid offense that you see between these guys, and with lack of defenses in that division as well, Matt Ryan could definitely put up some insane numbers. So kudos to Matt Ryan. Coach of the year is Griffin Murphy for the New England Patriots, who went 14-2. So Cam Newton definitely ate this year, and man, Super Bowl champs maybe? I'm calling it for the real life situation. But nonetheless, let's look at our AFC and NFC Offensive Rookie of the Year. For AFC, we do have Joe Burrow. So Justin Herbert actually didn't get Rookie of the Year for once. That's crazy. But it did go 1, 2, 3, Burrow, Herbert, and then Tua. As for ratings, we can see that Henry Ruggs didn't even get placed in the top 10, which is kind of a bummer. But again, he didn't have a crazy season, so it's not expected for him to place in the top 10. However, for Rookie of the Year for the NFC, CeeDee Lamb does take home that honor, just absolutely balling out, having almost a 1,000-yard receiving season, a bunch of touchdowns. CeeDee Lamb definitely deserved this award. So just to go over overalls, so CeeDee Lamb did have an 81, whereas if we look at Henry Ruggs, we'll have to go back in a second, but CeeDee Lamb did have an 81. Let's look at Ruggs. All right, Ruggs finished with an 81 overall as well, so both had enough quality stats for the season to bump up 5 overalls, thus earning them equivalent 81 overall ratings. Now, for the final evaluation, who had the better rookie season? It's got to be CeeDee Lamb, right? Now, I will say Ruggs had a better second half overall in regards to receptions and production, but CeeDee Lamb was incredibly consistent throughout the season, being the top option for his team. Didn't make the playoffs, but very good production for CeeDee Lamb, and Henry Ruggs has a high ceiling, I think, for the future. So, in conclusion, CeeDee Lamb, better production, better season for him. Henry Ruggs, nothing to laugh at. Really good season as well. Let me know in the comments section, who do you want me to try next? Who should I be comparing in these next upcoming videos? But nonetheless, thank you all so much for watching. Again, if you enjoyed today's content, consider subscribing and like the content for new stuff in the future. Take care, guys.
What we do here is go back.